Good morning, sports fans. Welcome to the Cheap Seats. I'm Scott Kirby along with Joe Ryan, and we are broadcasting live downtown, historic downtown Lincoln. And we are at Joe Ryan Country Financial, located at 509 Pulaski Street in the historic downtown Lincoln this morning.
Always a good day to buy insurance.
It's always a good day to buy anything. Furniture, cars,
insurance,
a house.
A lot of people down there at that arcade.
Yeah.
Wow, that arcade fills up. A great breakfast down there.
Yeah, they do.
I love the atmosphere. It is the true hometown atmosphere of a good breakfast, you know what I mean?
Yep, you got some family down there right now, and you got a little venture going on today, and that's going to be a little trip.
It's always an adventure if you're around Joe Ryan.
That's
what I mean?
Right.
Not like
never
you.
a dull moment.
Not like you, where everything just falls in place for you.
Yeah.
Well, you got a little adventure going on today.
You could do a little golfing.
Going to be an adventure for some other people on the course.
I wouldn't call it golfing. I'd call it swinging at a ball and predicting where it's going to go, because it never goes straight.
Well, now is it a scramble?
Yeah, it's a four-man scramble. Just a bunch of guys I work with and whoever wants to go. We just get about twice a year. We get together and we'll go to either. We'll go to the Rail. We've been to the Rail, the Oaks, just wherever.
I like the Rail.
Yeah, it's fun.
Now let's talk a minute before we get going, man, about this team of yours, because I like to make fun of people sometimes because I'm on the radio and they're not.
Oh, we're gonna win it.
Your teammates are who?
We got Neil Alexander, the head basketball coach, and I tell you what, he can hit a golf ball a mile.
Well, I bet he can, but where's it going?
It's straight.
He's good.
He's good.
I know
he's good whatever he does. He's an athlete. But then we got Greg Alexander. Yeah. He's good, and we got Jeff. He came down. They're here for the weekend. So we got the Alexander guys, and
that link that they have, they ought to be able to hit a golf ball.
They crush it.
Yeah,
I can crush it. I just don't know where it goes.
Well, we'd like to know the results of that next week. I think some of the fans are already calling in. They'd like to know the results of we'd like you to keep track of whose shots you played the most of.
I will.
We'd like to know that because we know they're
not going to be mine.
We know they know a little bit about basketball. We're questioning their golf. Although I have seen Greg out there running around at the Elks, and he's got a bunch of high-dollar outfit equipment, so that makes you better.
He just got a new set of clubs, and it's not the clubs, it's the golfer. I mean, I go out there and I look like Happy Gilmore's clubs. He's got like 3 in his bag. That's all you need. But it's fun, and when you go to buy your golf balls and they say long and straight, they're lying, because mine don't go very long and they don't go very straight. So
and if you really are just playing in a scramble, you could use those long and straight ones on the drives, and then use those short and soft ones when you get up close to the green when you're going to putt.
Is that how you do that?
Why don't you do that?
Well, because I just grab whatever's in my bag,
all marketing.
Tee it up and go.
It's all marketing. None of it means anything.
No, it don't.
We'll talk to if you're a true golfer out there, call in. Tell us what you know about golf balls and clubs. Does it make a difference? Is it going to make? Is it going to bring my handicap down from 18? What's yours?
I don't have one. I don't golf enough to have one. But phone number 737-3791. Want to give us a call? You got a topic you want us to touch on, or you got some sports information you like to pass along? Feel free to call, or you can email us at cheapseats963@gmail.com.
I know the Railers are playing. They're in baseball action this weekend. Where are they playing at? Down south?
They're down in O'Fallon.
O'Fallon, and I know they won last night. Big game. I think they beat Troy Triad, who usually is a pretty good baseball team. So the Railers, I scored a lot of runs. I heard it was a high-scoring game. They scored 16 runs or something.
Wow.
I put a note out there to Coach Courtwright. Maybe give us a call or let us know the action for today in case you don't have any plans. Beautiful day to take a nice drive and go down and watch some baseball.
Yeah, you're going to take a little nice drive today, heading out to Colorado.
There's nothing wrong with a short little drive to Denver.
Denver? Pee Wee's moving out there?
Pee Wee's moving to Denver.
So you're going to drive him out?
Trying to get him off payroll. You know what I mean?
That never happens.
Moving him out there may put him on more of a payroll.
It might be more, Dad, I need some money, I'm broke.
You never know.
But, good luck to him.
You're
what sport? Who does he like in sports? Is he kind of follow
he's a
you?
baseball and a football Cardinal fan.
Cardinal. Okay, so maybe he might have to convert to the Rockies and.
Oh, I'm sure he'll go to the Rockies
the
and
Nuggets.
He's already getting a little involved with that Avalanche out there too. He kind of likes it.
Oh yeah.
Game 7 was there. They got beat and he couldn't go. He was aggravated because he was out. He was there at work and he couldn't get there.
Him being kind of where the position he's in, does Jimmy John's do a lot of advertising with the professional
Not
teams?
sure. We'll have to find that out.
Because if that's the case, I mean, he's going to be one of the top dogs out there.
And look at this guy coming through, Lauren Profrock. How you doing, young man?
Great.
You want to be on the radio for a little bit?
No.
Tell us all that stuff you did at the fair for us years ago.
Hey, that's been years ago.
Yeah, but you did a good job running that fair out there. I know that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you did a good job. And he had some athletes run through there. Jimmy Profrock was a great athlete. I think in junior high was
Is there anybody you don't
state
know?
champion. Hey, you know what? When you live in the streets every day,
You just looking out the
You just
window and,
meet
hey,
people.
what's your name? And then
everybody knows Lauren Profrock. He ran that fair out there.
not everybody. I don't. Well, Jim does.
Yeah,
but
see?
I don't know a whole lot of people because I'm, not from around here. But I
You
guess,
ain't from this part of the country.
I guess I'm hanging out with the right
You-
guy
you
though.
might get-
Joe Ryan.
You better be careful.
If you
get
don't
beat
know
up around
if
here.
you don't know Joe, you don't know squat.
You don't know. You get beat up around here. I'm taking a look at that courthouse lawn over there. They got to get the mower over here. We need to get Hedrick out here and do some mowing.
It's getting a little. Got the bail it here for too long.
We can't see the stoplights at the other end. Hedrick, you listening? Because you probably are somewhere.
Another
Give us a
couple of
call.
days and he's not lying. Yeah, it's a little shaggy, but that's all right. Going for that prairie grass look, the all natural.
We've got we had a guest that he canceled in on us, but we're going to run through some things. And if you want to call in and ask any questions about anything, we'll try to update you. If you know some stuff going on, call us. If you want to talk about the Cubs, the Cards, the Sox, there's some Sox fans out there.
There are. There's several.
But the great Charlie Williams, he may call in and talk Sox with us. But let's back up a little bit now and let's talk about this week in baseball. So we'll talk about your Cubs and how was this week for the Cubs?
Not good. Had the White Sox, had the Cardinals last week. Took 2 out of 3 there. Thought they were going to sweep them. Boy, that'd have been nice. That was our World
Who
Series.
finally beat him? Wainwright?
Jim, I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't think it was Wayne. No, we beat Wayne.
You beat Wainwright.
Yeah. And I don't know who got him on Sunday night.
Somebody got him.
Well, yeah, obviously.
And that's the Cardinals again, just letting the Cubs have a couple of feel-good wins.
Yeah, it looks like they let Pittsburgh have a good field win last night, 6-4.
Yeah, just a feel-good win.
Yeah, well, hey, it's still early. I have no expectation for the Cubs, so there's nothing that you can say to me that's going to upset me because I know they stink. But trying to get those young kids some time. The Cubs are in a series right now with Atlanta. We lost 3-2 last night. Atlanta's been struggling. They've lost like 8 of their last 9 games. They started off the season strong, and it looks like they were going to run away with that division. All of a sudden, they just kind of hit a buzzsaw and stopped hitting. I mean, they got excellent pitching, just not putting the ball in play. So
Boy, they're always good,
struggling.
though. Atlanta's they're a good baseball
They
team.
are year in, year out.
Back even in the days they had Hank Aaron,
Yeah,
the great Henry Aaron.
the great Henry.
Tried to get an autograph from him one time. He wouldn't sign my cast.
Oh.
A little kid, broken arm. Tried to get him. Joe and Phil Necro signed. Remember Joe and Phil?
I do,
That's
I do.
before your time.
Well, it is, but I've had baseball cards, so I know. I know. Never watched them play, but I know who they are, Joe. Come on.
I just wondered. He was
Not
a
an idiot.
great knuckleballer. I've never called you that.
Don't say that.
Even when people
Don't
say it
say
around me, I turn my head like I didn't hear it.
I didn't hear that.
You're so the Cardinals, the Cubs. I don't know where everybody's at this weekend. I haven't even looked. I've been busy.
Well, I
been
just
doing things.
said the Cubs were with Atlanta, the Cardinals were with Pittsburgh.
I mean, it's what they've done
Oh,
as
what
far
they've
as like
done?
last night. I've been busy. I'm busy.
Cardinals
up here.
lose to Pittsburgh, Cubs lose to Atlanta
What about today's games? You know when they play?
today.
Today's
Well, I'm sure there's going to be an afternoon game. Cardinals, well, if you had good internet here, I'd be able to tell you. But
no, there's a good internet here. It's probably that computer from 1958.
Well, this thing's only 2 years old, but it is junk.
Is
But-
let's talk. Let's jump into the NBA.
We're just all over the place here. Are we done with baseball?
Let's go more baseball. I thought, we had Phil Newton sitting out here earlier. He said he was going to call in, and now he's scared. I thought he was going to call in and talk Cubs stuff. I've tried to aggravate him, and now he's not calling.
Well, they don't want to make us look too dumb. I think they're kind of pity.
Well, they're exactly right about this stuff. I haven't followed it all week. I'm just too busy. Life's going on, and you miss games, you see scores. Had internet problems.
Obviously.
Yeah, I did. I had them at home.
You're still having them.
You lose track of things.
Yeah. So, as far as baseball goes, I mean, who is the top dog right now as far as in any division? Obviously Boston, they're playing well. Where are the Yankees at right now? Get your little paper out right there because your internet's horrible.
It won't work. That's what I was trying to tell you. Where are the Yankees at?
Well, they're second. Boston's down there. Yeah.
You're
you can't read?
Yankees. Well, I was going to let you just babble about it. You're a baseball
I'm a
guy.
babbler.
Tell us a little bit about it.
All right. Well, now Baltimore is leading the division in the American League East. Baltimore, New York. Boston's down in fourth, but only about 3 games behind. Then over in the Central Division, you got Detroit, Chicago, Kansas City. So that's pretty. Detroit 20-11. Oakland 20-15 in the American League West. Seattle right behind them, and then followed up by Texas and Los Angeles. And that's going to shuffle around as the year goes. I mean, it's way too early right now, and to even kind of predict who's going to.
But the Cubs are still in it, so I mean, it's a positive thing out there.
No, the Cubs are another 10 games below 500.
And the Cubs they're at Atlanta at 6 p.m. tonight, and so are the Cardinals. Cardinals at 6 p.m. tonight. And I guess if you're out there looking for something to watch on TV, the Twins and the Tigers are on at noon.
Well, it's kind of a good time right now. It's if you can't find a sports to watch on TV, something's wrong with.
Well, there's no football on.
Well, the draft.
Yeah, but that's not action, but I do like the draft.
I love the draft, and
it's pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, it is. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But right now, baseball-wise, now I lost my train of thought. The National League Central is pretty loaded. Milwaukee 22-14, St. Louis, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh. That could go any way when it comes down to it.
Yeah, if we need to have some picks, who do you think? Is it too early to tell? Obviously, it's just started, but there's some teams out there that, like the Oakland A's, have been playing well. And how long has it been since the Oakland A's were?
But they're always solid.
Yeah, but how long has it been since they were a champion? Do you know?
Well, back when.
It seems like forever ago, but.
Yeah.
With
89.
McGuire, 89. That's a long time ago, really, in the baseball world. In any sports world, unless you're a Cubs fan, right? Then that's pretty recent.
I'm supposed to tell you that to quit saying you're busy because nobody is buying it from a guy that never works.
Busy.
I'm going to give you 2 guesses who that's from.
Well, his first name would be Steve.
No.
No?
Not even close. I might have to give you 10 guesses. He drives by here every once in a while.
Oh.
Works right around the corner.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. We don't need to bring his name up because you know why he heard us, don't you? Because he tells his wife and his dad that he's going to work, and then he rides around in that truck with the windows down, letting the wind blow through his hair.
Nothing wrong with that.
And then you know who's doing all the work over there?
John
and his mom.
Yeah. Doing
all the work, and his wife. So get out there tonight and get yourself
JT probably does more than him now.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, you know what? That's slave labor. He's going to make JT be in there all the time working. JT won't be able to be out for any sports. He'll be working all the time. And Nick will be out at the golf course. We know how that's going to work. You go on drive by and honk at us, Nick? We'd sure like to see you.
Well, hey, Joe, let's take a quick commercial timeout. We come back. We're going to have a trivia question for you. Joe's got one. He's got one in the back of his head.
You want it right now or not?
Yeah, let's give it right now. Give him time.
Let's give it right now. We're going to make it easy. Call in and get yourself a pizza.
A Stuffed-Ria pizza, a 2-topping large free pizza, Stuffed-Ria.
Who took Johnny Manziel in the draft? Who took him?
And what team? And what pick?
Yeah, see, now you're making it more difficult. What pick?
Well,
what
if
team?
you know who he went to, you're going to obviously, well, not obviously, but you should know what
we got a honker there.
So, yeah. Who took Johnny Manziel? And if you can say what pick, you're not going to get anything extra, but just a good job. So
you'll be showing us
call
how
in.
smart you are.
Phone,
so go ahead and call in, Nick.
Phone number 737-3791. Call in with that answer and win yourself a free 2-topping large pizza from Stuffed-A-Ria. All right, we'll be right back. You're in the Cheap Seats, 96.3 WLCNonline.com. We got to let this play out a little bit here. See where it goes.
I was just going to say, I think there's something wrong with the computer.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, where to begin?
What is
We
that?
are North Americans, and for those of you
All right.
who still think we're from
Name that tune.
England, we're not.
We're changing the
Trivia question.
trivia
If you can name that tune.
name that tune.
Oh, we'll give away another pizza if we have to. If you can name that tune, call in.
And we're back.
737-3791. And we do have a caller on the line. Go ahead.
Good morning. This is Tom.
Hey, Tom, how you doing this morning?
Just wonderful.
Good deal. And you got an answer for our trivia?
Yes, with the 22nd pick in the NFL draft, the Cleveland Browns will take Johnny Manziel.
Attaboy.
I like
Yeah,
that.
I like how you present it. You know, you
nice replay there.
kind of, present it to us in the way that they did the other night. Are you a big football fan, Tom?
Yeah, the Bears are my team, but I enjoyed watching Johnny Football sweat it out in the green room all
Yeah,
night
he
long.
was sweating it out, wasn't he? Especially after Bortles went as high as he did, and then everybody just kept passing on him. And it might as well have been the 2014 Johnny Manziel draft, because it seemed like between every other pick they were showing a picture of him with about 50 bottles of water in front of him, But, yeah, he was sweating it out a little bit, wasn't he?
Yeah, my son said he must have drank about 20 bottles of water that night.
And I did. Yeah, I don't know if he ever got up to go to the bathroom. So, but yeah, I finally took him to the 22nd pick. Now, you say you're a big Bears fan. How do you feel their draft went so far for the first 3 rounds?
I think they're doing pretty good. They got a good cornerback, and they got a couple of good defensive linemen there in the second and third rounds. So feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, I'm with you there. They took they're really high on that cornerback, that Kyle Fuller out of Virginia Tech. Good athlete. They say he's not as fast as some of the other corners, but just his mental aspect of the game, will correct that. So he's probably, he's going to share some time this year with Peanut Tillman, because this is probably going to be Peanut's last year on the Bears. So they'll work him in, and I see him to be a good player for years to come.
Yep, they could use some backups there with the safeties as well. So
Yeah.
who knows where he may start out playing.
Right. Well, we got a couple more rounds today, so maybe they'll address that issue as far as safety, free safety.
Where'd the Bears defense finish last year?
On 30th.
Yeah, I was
out of
gonna say.
32.
And then they scored a lot of points. Hey, that offense is coming around.
Right. So they went out and made some key free agent signings. So I'll tell you what, I'm pretty anxious for the season to start.
Tom, what do you think of Johnny Manziel? You like him or love him or hate him? That's the way it is with him.
I'm going to hate him. I'm going to hope he fails. I just
Why?
don't like it. Too much attitude.
Yeah, he does have one.
Yeah, and
You got to have a bit of that arrogance to be good at anything, but he gets a little over the top.
one good hit's going to take care of that. So
I tell you, though,
I hope he gets his shot so we can all see what he can do, and then we'll see what happens. He may do all right.
I think he's exciting, and I guess I kind of root for him because, when you throw his arrogance aside, he is, 5'11" or something? He's not very big.
he's not big at all.
And some of the plays he's made, when he has a highlight film, he makes things happen, and sometimes you need that on a team.
Yep.
I really wanted to see the Cowboys take him and leave him in Texas and have all that be stirred up there. And Romo's getting older, and I think it would have been more interesting for him to go to the Cowboys. Yep. But Cleveland's been down a long time. They need something to energize that city and that football team, and the Dog Pound. It's one of my all-time favorite teams. The Browns, because they just been around for so long. They wear those plain helmets. That's a city that loves football. So I think Manziel will add to it there. It'll be fun to watch him. He's exciting. You know what? He will. If he's on TV, I'm going to stop and watch him. I know he's on, but when I'm running through those channels, I'm going to stop and watch Manziel.
You got the ticket?
Absolutely.
Like I said, guys, they don't show a whole lot of Browns games around here.
No, and if you're, they're going to show a lot of Bear games, though.
That's right. Well, Tom, hey, thanks for calling in, buddy. You pick up this free pizza up here at Joe's. That's if he doesn't use it before you get in here. But, yeah, it'll be setting up here at the front desk for you.
All right, I'll be up there at your place here in a little bit. Hey, one other thing on the high school baseball.
Yes, sir.
They're playing O'Fallon, the home team, to this morning at 10 o'clock.
And who did they beat last night? Was it Triad? Troy Triad?
Yes, Triad.
And they have, and it's some type of round robin. They have 2 games today.
Yep, they play today for basically it's the semifinal game, and then if they win this one, they'll play at 3 o'clock for the championship and for first place, and they'll play for third place if they lose at 3:30.
And they scored a lot of runs last night.
I believe it was 17-6, and they scored 11 of them in the 7th inning.
Nice.
So,
Wow. All right. Got those bats working. Chucky Miller,
That's
maybe.
right.
Heating up. The
Chucky
bats
Miller
are
got those
heating up.
bats started up.
yep, it's all about one inning usually. Just one inning of scoring for either team is usually what wins it.
That's true.
All right.
All right,
Tom, thanks for calling, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
All right, we'll see you in a little bit.
See you, Tom.
Bye-bye.
Let's keep it with the draft while we're on the subject, Joe. Obviously, Jadeveon Clowney went number 1 to Houston. Were you surprised about that, or
No.
I mean that was kind of a no-brainer. And tell you what, that is going to be one tough defensive line with you got J.J. Watt on one side, Clowney on the other. Man, that's
because you used to be able, if Clowney works out, the other teams used to be able to try to run away from him, from JJ, do things, know where he is on the field at all times.
Right. Double teaming.
And now, boy, if Clowney plays like he can, the Texans could really help their program. It's all about if Clowney can step up and play in year 1.
And he's Clowney's going to see a lot of one-on-one matchups because they're going to double team J.J. Watt, obviously. So he could have a huge rookie season.
I saw some of the draft. Usually I love to watch the draft, but I've been busy. And I didn't get to
says
sit.
you're not.
Gazzardo doesn't know what busy is. But I didn't get to see all of it, but I did see when Johnny came out. You see him put his hands up. And
I like it.
Yeah, you know what? He's funny, man. He's arrogant. He's cocky, but he has backed it up.
And Bryson asked me that during the draft, Dad, do you like Johnny Manziel? And I'm like, I don't know. Right now, he's got that cocky flashiness to him. And he's sure about it. He's sure about himself. He's confident. But how that's going to translate on a football field, I don't know. We've seen it. You've seen the Russell Wilsons. You've seen the RG3s, where they're mobile. They can get out of the pocket. They have strong arms. Johnny Manziel's got a strong arm, but I don't know. It's just so hard to predict right now. And Cleveland, they're probably going to lose one of their best receiver and one of the best receivers in the league for the whole year. That's Josh Gordon because of another drug-related incident. That's like his second or third strike, and could be a year ban for him. So that's going to hurt that program themselves. So
you've made the NFL. Get off the dope.
Right. And we'll see. I don't know if they're going to go out and draft one. They're going to have to do something, but
a lot of a thing I noticed too about the draft is you have a lot of. There's all kinds of stories or storylines and everything that goes around with these kids are getting drafted, but a lot of them look grateful. When they get up there, they give the commish a hug and they teary-eyed and hey, this is the greatest thing that's happened to them. And you know what? Manziel wasn't. When he got up there, he shook Goodell's hand and that was it. He shook his hand and stepped over the podium and got his picture taken and that was it. He fully expected. He just expects to do well. That's why I think he'll be entertaining.
I don't know if it's a little bit of a disappointment because he was projected to go maybe top 5, top 10.
Yeah.
And you drop down to number 22. That's going to affect a little bit of how much you're going to make, obviously.
Sure.
The Cleveland, they did it right. The Cleveland Browns, I don't know if it was a little bit of luck, too. Who'd they take with their first pick? They took,
I think what it comes down to though is that if Manziel is 6'3", there's not a question.
Right.
You know, I mean, he's the number one pick. Everybody wants him. You throw that 5'11" out there, and now everybody's kind of scared, and as they should be. I mean, some guys have pulled it off. You know, Drew Brees is doing it right now. He's not a very big guy back there doing it. They all compare him to Flutie. You know, Flutie was tiny and got the job done. I think,
but that's a different style of
absolutely
play. Back
the game has changed.
Played. The linemen are bigger, faster, stronger now. It's just the way the game has evolved.
Well, I just know in high school football, when out here we've had to. Lysinger was a good example of that. You know, Lysinger was what a great little football player with one of the toughest kids we ever had out there. One of the smartest football players we ever had out there on the field, a smart kid. But, so short at the quarterback position that we had to roll him out a lot. Let's roll him out so we can see where people are, because if you just sit him in the pocket, he can't see through that mess.
Yeah, and that's another thing that they're going to have to do with Manziel. They're going to have to get him out of the pocket because that's his game, getting out of the pocket, scrambling, making something happen. As far as a pocket passer like an Andrew Luck, that's just not what he does. So Cleveland, they're going to have to set up some kind of scheme to where they can get him out of the pocket, like you said, Joe, and make things happen.
I think the steal in the draft, if there was one, was this Derek Carr.
Going to Oakland.
Yeah,
second round.
The Cardinals, and I'm a Cardinal guy. I always say I root for the Rams. I bleed Cardinal red, and they had their chance to pick him up. And we got an old quarterback at the helm now. I think the Carr was a steal of the draft. I think he's going to prove to be a very good quarterback.
Another. I'm not going to say it's a steal because it might be a long shot, but the Patriots went out and got Garoppolo from Eastern Illinois. I love that.
How fun's that?
I mean, Garoppolo. I mean, look what Aaron Rodgers did behind Favre. You sit back in the wings for 2 or 3 years, learn from one of the best that's ever played the game. That's Tom Brady. And then when your time comes, step in there and hopefully succeed. But that's a second round pick for an Eastern Illinois guy. I know Tony Romo. When did he go? Come on, Joe.
Oh, you mean what year? Oh, yeah.
What year?
Oh, draft. I don't know.
What?
No, I don't.
I mean, I'm sure it wasn't. It was later than a second round, I would think. But if anybody knows that answer, give us a call, 737-3791. I know there's a lot of Eastern Illinois alum that's running around.
If Jeb Odom's listening, the head football coach at Taylorville, he can tell us.
Jay Bogdanovic, he's from Eastern. He went to Eastern, I think.
Well, Jeb said that, for the listeners that don't know, Jeb's the head football coach over at Taylorville, good guy. And he was a quarterback at Eastern, and he had spent his time sitting the bench a couple of years, and it was his turn to start, and he was feeling all good about himself. And then they brought in Tony Romo, and Romo came right in and took his position. So I always said, that could be you out there instead of Romo. You could have been at the Cowboys instead of coaching over at Taylorville. But we just laugh about it. Good guy. I think the whole thing of this draft is, can these guys produce right away? Are you going and spending a bunch of money on a first round draft pick that can come help you right away, or does it take them 4 years?
And that's what a first round pick typically is. That's a player that you want to come.
You need them right now.
To come in and contribute right off the bat. Whereas, you're taking like Bortles went number 3 to Jacksonville. They're expecting him to come in and play right away. And that's a program right now, the Jacksonville Jaguars, that they're missing a lot of pieces. They draft that Justin Blackmon a couple years ago. He's not even in the league anymore. He's suspended indefinitely.
And what a star in college.
Absolutely.
I would have taken him in a heartbeat.
And the games that he did play in the NFL, I mean, he just stood out. He's a big receiver, fast, can jump, and now just to throw it away, I don't know if he'll ever get back in the league again unless he gets his, things straightened out.
One thing about Belichick, again, he's a guy that you either love him or you hate him. Most people, the Patriots are kind of in the AFC, so it's not someone I'm going against all the time with my NFC teams. But I love Brady and I love Belichick. He's a winner. They do things, they win. And Belichick, Garoppolo, that's a great thing for him to go there as far as to help his career advance.
Yeah,
can't go wrong going over there with the Patriots.
No, you can't, and it's that'd be fun for him. I mean, they compete every year. And
speaking of the Patriots, I saw Hernandez. He did something in jail and got in trouble again. He stabbed somebody in prison, I think.
Wow. That's not going to help his case out, is it?
No, and that's the one blemish, if you will, on Belichick, because once that all came out, they knew Hernandez was trouble before they ever drafted him, and that's really something that Belichick doesn't do too often. But they knew it. But, once it all came out, they went ahead and took a chance on him anyway because he was such an athlete, and didn't pan out for him. And gosh, you look at him and wonder what are you doing? What are you guys doing?
That's their way of life, I guess. Just kind of wrap up the draft here, Joe. A big trade they made yesterday that was kind of surprising to me. The Buffalo Bills trade Stevie Johnson to the Niners for I guess an unconditional pick in 2015. That could be as high as, I think, the 3rd round. So you're trading one of your top receivers for a 3rd round pick next year. Is that just maybe for a salary cap issue, or why wouldn't you keep him around with E.J. Manuel, and then they also go out and get the kid from Clemson, Watkins?
You know what? I agree with you. I don't know all that salary cap stuff, the inside on those numbers and all that stuff. I'm too dumb. But you look at Stevie Johnson, and wow, he's a playmaker. I sure would like him to stay on the team if I am the coach of that team. And as far as the Niners go, will they be in that new stadium this year, or do you know? Is that ready?
I don't think it's ready this year.
They're building that stadium over there, and they've got to produce a winner. And is a Super Bowl's there in a couple years, right? That's what they're getting ready for, I think. Arizona this year, and then I think San Fran's right there, this new place. They're going to, show it off a little bit. So Harbaugh's getting some things together out there. He's got to come after those Seahawks.
Yeah.
And don't forget about those Cardinals and Rams in that division either.
That's a tough division.
It's a tough division.
Our buddy Jake said Roma was not drafted. He was signed as a free agent.
Oh.
That's Jake, the furniture guy, Johnson.
Jake, again, a guy doing nothing. He's laying around looking at the internet this morning.
Didn't know he even still lived around here. I haven't seen him forever.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's mad at us.
What'd you say his name again was?
I think it's Jake Johnston.
Johnston.
Yeah, I think he sells furniture.
I wouldn't know where.
I don't. He used to come around, and I don't know if you made him mad or what.
Maybe I made him mad.
Yeah.
Now he's scared.
And Nick says that he knows the answer, but he's too busy to call in.
Nick doesn't know the answer. You just keep both hands on that steering wheel, Nick. You're probably out at the state park right now looking at deer, wandering around, and tell your dad you're over there boiling potatoes. I know what you're doing.
All right, Joe, let's take another commercial break. We come back. Let's talk a very little NBA basketball, and we'll talk a lot of NHL hockey playoffs and anything else that you want to contribute your knowledge to. So stay tuned.
All right.
You're in the Cheap Seats, 96.3, WLCNonline.com.
That ride.
I know this one.
Name it.
That's a little more.
That's a little more from your area, isn't it?
No, it's more your area, but I've heard that song before.
I bet you have.
Welcome back to Cheap Seats. I'm Scott Kirby, along with Joe Ryan, located at Joe Ryan Country Financial today. If you got any
great Alan Pickering driving by, you know what? He's just profiling too. The Hall of Fame coach. He's a big deal. He was driving by so he could give us a look at him. Hey, nice shot, Coach Al. You could have honked at us. No, he's hiding.
No honk. He's not listening. But if you got any insurance needs, call Joe here at 735-4385. Joe's office is open every Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5. I don't know about those.
8:30 to 4:30.
I say it might even be less than that.
Oh, quit.
And not open on Saturdays, so if you need to see Joe, you're going to have to call off work to come see him. Or you can email him at joe.ryan
he's available,
countryfinancial.com.
He's available anytime by appointment.
Okay. As long as it's on a golf course.
And let's talk a little bit about. I'm gonna jump in and throw a little advertisement out there too. Anybody that hasn't been out to that Greenside Grill out at the Elks Country Club. We keep reiterating that it's open to the public because a lot of people think, hey, you know what? You got to be a member of the Elks to go out there. No, you don't. You got to be a member of the Elks to go golf. You can go out there and eat and hang out. He's doing some good things. He's got some great food going out there. So stop out and visit Mr. Lowry out there at the Greenside Grill.
Absolutely. Also, if you want to help out some of the local charities in town, head on down to the Lincoln IGA for their second Saturday of the month flea market and parking lot sale now through October from 7 to 2 in the parking lot of Lincoln IGA towards the back off Clinton Street. Join all the fun today. Vendor space is being accepted for $10 each Saturday with 100% benefiting local charities. For more information and to reserve your space for the Lincoln IGA second Saturday of the month flea market and parking lot sale, phone Richard at 217-737-7032 or call Lincoln IGA 735-2221. Lincoln IGA is locally owned and locally involved. And involved they are.
They are involved. If you can get down there early enough, you'll get some words of wisdom from Billy Campbell. And Billy is a vat of information that he can throw at you and probably make fun of you, too, a little bit.
Yeah, and we did our show there last month for the first day, and they've got some neat stuff down there. A lot of antique. The guy had a whole thing of old coins, if you're into collecting coins. And, I think it's probably going to get bigger as it goes on. It was obviously the first week and probably not well known through the community, but I can see that thing really taking off.
That's pretty neat. I'd like to thank the Lincoln Hampton Inn while we're sitting around here.
Yes.
They brought us in some delicious treats today, helping our diet. And I don't know what that thing is that I had, but it was delicious.
That's what you said. It was delicious. And also thanks to the Hampton Inn for, they supply our coffee, and like you said, but they also put the billboard on outside of, or over here by the corner. What's that called?
Yeah.
The billboard with the congratulating the Raider basketball team. The wind kind of tore it up a little bit, but I see they got there and fixed it, so that's thanks to the Hampton Inn.
Eric Grau going by giving us a honk. He's out profiling, riding around. Slater out there last week cooking it up at Grau. I don't know how everybody finished out there last week, but Slater and his crew out there cooking up some meat at Grau. Blow No Smoke, another one of our sponsors that we need to say hey to out there. I've talked to a lot of people. It's really helped them. Quit smoking or at least curb it back some, which is going to add to your health. So stop by Blow No Smoke, ask some questions. They'll get some stuff figured out for you. Your back hurting because you're carrying too much of a big belly around? You know what I'm talking about?
You're going to Schneider Chiropractic.
That's exactly right. Get over to see Alyssa Schneider. Help you out. And her husband, if you'd like to wrestle or do push-ups, he'll wrestle or have a push-up contest with you. Sully boy.
Sully. You gotta love him.
I'll go with another one, Liberty Village of Clinton. Get out and see them. The Community Action Partnership of Central Illinois. Get out and see them.
Get out and see them. And the family of Danielle Louise Swindell is wishing her congratulations today. Danielle is receiving her Bachelor of Arts degree at noon from Eastern Illinois. So maybe she knew Garoppolo.
She could.
She is a history major with a minor in political science. And again, congratulations to Danielle Louise. Is that right?
Yep.
That's how you say that? Swindell. I don't want to pronounce it wrong on the radio.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Big day when you're graduating.
Yeah, it is.
You know what? It's a beautiful day to buy some insurance, buy some furniture, buy a car, and graduate from college.
Absolutely.
It's a good day.
Yeah.
Watch some baseball.
Congratulations. That's a huge accomplishment.
I'd like to say thanks to Fricky Calvert Schrader Funeral Home out there. Taking care of us when we lose a loved one. Give them a buzz. Great Lincoln College.
Yeah.
Lincoln College, they got a lot of stuff going on. I think they've got to be nearing commencement.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
I don't
know when, but I'm sure John Blackburn's got that all rolled up, ready to go. Amy Gallagher probably running that whole thing, and John helping. We know how that works, don't we, Amy? St. Clair's Manor. Get over there and talk to St. Clair's Manor, located on 5th Street. I believe it's the oldest nursing home in town, right? Been around forever.
Well, you probably hear when they built it.
Yeah. I'm not sure when that was built, but I wasn't born yet, but it's been around a long time.
I got you.
Eaton Corporation, again, another place that helps the community out. They do a lot of stuff. Eaton gets their people out in the field and they do a lot of stuff for the community. The Christian Village, where we'll pop in and out of.
We'll be there next week.
Next weekend, Christian Village, real nice place. It's always kept up and clean, good spot. And then, of course, I know you all know the Jim Grimaldi out there. Get a hold of him if you need some criminal defense. And last but not least, the guy that we don't know anymore, I think his first name's Jake.
Jake, he called in. He's going to be with us next week.
Jake's Furnishings.
He says, I will be there next week, and I can't say what he said because we don't have a beat button.
Well, don't say it. He uses some language that you and I don't use. But good for Jake. He's out there.
We miss old Jakey. We'll see you next week at Christian Village.
Have a nice day, Mr. Profile.
Saturday, May 24th, we'll be at the annual Customer Appreciation Celebration at Stacy's Family Pharmacy, located at 709 Woodlawn in Lincoln. So that's another location we'll be at. And then the last Saturday of May, we will be at the all-new Mission Mart, located at 125 North Sangamon Street in historic downtown Lincoln.
Jimmy Momman going by. I don't know what he's got going on, but he helps out with that youth football program. Yeah, I think he did some high school wrestling program helping out. Maybe he's been down to that arcade eating. I know him and Wyatt. Wyatt's getting ready to be a fireman. They're panning him out to be a fireman.
Fireman? He's got a little ways to go.
Well, he's working on it.
Everybody wants to be a fireman when they're little.
And
then you find out what it entails, and that's not an easy job by any means.
No, and you know what? I always say things like underpaid, undervalued.
Absolutely.
When you need those guys, there they are. So
well, when people are running away, they're running in.
Yep.
And it takes a special kind of person to do that. So good luck to that, Wyatt.
What was I going to bring up?
I don't know.
Somebody else we were going to thank out there that I missed it, but go ahead. I forgot about it. Oh, you know what I was going to say was Stacy's Pharmacy, the only locally owned pharmacy in town.
Yeah.
Look at the Ryan's down there.
He's waiting for you. He's like, come on, Pops.
Yeah. Look at him.
He's
now
probably
all staring down here like we're stars.
Yeah, he'll be sleeping in a little bit. Let's see what else we got going on. The Farmers Market at Scully Park is going on at 316 South Kickapoo. So get on over there. All kinds of farmer stuff. You know all about that.
I know all about it, and I got to tell you, Lincoln is very fortunate to have, we have a unique downtown that everyone should utilize. We have a beautiful courthouse over there that Hedrick needs to get over there and mow, I think. But, and then you have two parks, from on each side of it. Those parks need to be taken advantage of. More people need to spend time in them. But again, the farmers market's great.
Absolutely. Let's go wrap up on some sports here. We got NBA playoffs going on right now. OKC, they beat the Clippers last night, so they take
OKC. Listen to you, acronym me out.
OKC, the Thunder. So they're up 2-1 over the Clippers, which. That whole story there.
Oh, yeah.
We don't need to go into that, but that franchise right now is kind of in some hot water.
Well, we'll discuss it in a minute. The latest I heard was that he said he is not going to relinquish that team. Is that true?
I don't think he has much choice. They can force him to sell.
But they said it's going to be a bunch of...
there'll be a lot of...
Well, I was going to say, if he wants to fight it, I think he can fight it and win.
He can fight it, but I don't know. The Spurs, they're up 2-0 on the Portland Trailblazers. And Indy, they're up 2-1 over the...
Can't see it, can you?
Well, I can't even... They're the Wizards, Washington. And then, and obviously the Heat, they're up on the Brooklyn Nets 2-0. So
have you been watching any of it?
I don't. I just watch OKC because that's who Bryson watches. And OKC. Kevin Durant, MVP.
Kevin Durant.
I do like him. I do like Kevin Durant. He's pretty humble.
I said great things in there about his mom.
If you haven't seen his MVP award speech, I suggest go check it out because it'll tear you up. It'll make you cry a little bit.
And look who's here now, Andrew Ryan.
Taking a picture of you.
Yeah, now he's turned to photography now. Look at him. That's his new gig he's doing. Taking pictures.
Well, he's probably going to want some pictures when he's away. So there's Dad,
Nice picture. Seth Goodman driving by. He Seth's all wrapped up in that black. We can't see inside that truck, so he couldn't give us a wave or profile, but he just went around the corner checking us out.
We'll go NHL real quick. We're just about out of time. Blackhawks lose to the Minnesota Wild last night, 4-2. That series is tied up 2-2. So they'll play tomorrow night back in Chicago. I think that's an 8 o'clock start. So it's It's a big game tomorrow.
You could see that happening. You know what? You knew the Wild were going to come back and win that game.
Yeah, Chicago just looked lethargic last night. Not as quick as they're usually a quick team, get up and down the ice, and just did a lot of silly things in the zone as far as not clearing the puck, keeping it in the zone, and giving Minnesota second chances. And it hurt them. And whenever you give a team a second chance, obviously it's not going to benefit your team. So
they seem to be a team though that when they need to, they pick it up and go.
Yeah, they
like
panic.
their backs to the wall.
Yeah, they don't panic. They keep playing along. Corey Crawford, he gave up some soft goals last night, and then had some amazing saves. So we got to clean that up.
Were they down 2-0 to the Blues and won 4 in a row? Now, you see, I always say I don't know hockey like I know other things. I don't know much about anything. But hockey, you win 4 in a row, that's pretty difficult.
Yeah,
at any point in time during the season, let alone playoffs.
Yeah, because, you do have home court ice because, especially in warmer climates, the ice isn't really that icy, I guess you'd say. It turns a lot into slush.
Oh, what's funny?
Because the humidity, and it affects the speed of the game, believe it or not, because of the different humidities. And with the weather warming up right now, it does affect the outcome of some games. And you got to remember, a lot of these ice rinks, you put a court on, it's a basketball facility too. That's where the Bulls play. So it's just, it does affect it.
So, sometimes in a football game, we've let our grass grow out here, try to slow kids down.
Right.
Do you think they're doing that in hockey? You think
I wouldn't think so.
Manipulate the ice?
No, because that affects both sides. You want that thing as glossy and hard as possible. And, towards, you get going and, skating on it for 10 minutes and, you see all the ice flying and, that turns to,
Can you skate?
No. I've tried. But no, it's hard to do.
It's certainly a lot harder than they make it look.
It's extremely hard. So
when they pop out there and get on it and go backwards and sideways and get slammed around, and they make it look easy.
Well, Joe, our show's over, buddy. That was a quick hour.
It's always
time
quick.
flies when you're having fun. So
our listeners may have thought that if they couldn't get the radio station, it was 4 or 5 days they've had us on.
Yeah, But we will be at Christian Village next weekend. Be sure to check out Comcast Channel 5 in Lincoln and Mount Pulaski for film coverage of the LCHS Prom Red Carpet Runway and Royal Grand March. With Joe and Lisa, the Fix 96 girl there, all dressed up.
You know what? It was very entertaining. A lot of dressed up kids heading to prom.
I haven't had
fun
a chance
stuff.
to watch it yet. But I'm gonna
I bet you are.
I'm gonna critique you. I should have watched it before today. So
well, don't critique me.
And as always, you can watch our show any time of the day online or on Channel 5. I'm not sure what times they play that. So.
You got me.
But you can watch it online anytime, so tune in. Well, that's going to do it for us. Tune in next week as we will be at Christian Village, located at 1507 7th Street in Lincoln. We'll be in the second story library, so we'll be on the couch, and Jake will be with us.
Oh, yeah. Jake's coming over?
Jake's coming.
All right.
He'll be there.
Nice.
So we'll probably have a lot of baseball talk. He's our baseball analyst, I guess, or guru.
He's got to be in charge of something. Let's put him in charge of baseball.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. That's going to do it for us. On behalf of myself, Scott Kirby, and Joe Ryan, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next week in the Cheap Seats on 96.3 and streaming live on the web, WLCNonline.com.